Welcome to Westpac StoryBank. StoryBank is an initiative of the Westpac Group and the Westpac Foundation, and it was created to provide the community organisations we support with a new way to profile their work through digital storytelling. Play Stories is the engine that sits behind StoryBank, and this is where you'll create and share stories that will be profiled on StoryBank. This instructional video will provide helpful information on how to get started using it. In this video, we will guide you through logging into Play Stories, how to update your profile information, and how to create digital stories using 2 examples. To start with, we will go to Play Stories. As I said, the engine that sits behind Westpac StoryBank. As a StoryBank member, you will already have a Play Stories account, which will allow you to log in via the green button at the bottom of the page. Using your login details, you can log into the site, and this will take you straight to your profile page. Your profile page is like your homepage on the Play Stories site. We have already set up your basic profile for you, which you can easily update via the Edit button at any time. For example, one area which is particularly important when updating your profile is the Tags section. Tagging lets people know the type of work your organisation does and is used to sort your stories on StoryBank. Let's take a look around your profile page. You will find a list of the Play Stories communities that you are a part of. First, let's visit the Westpac Foundation StoryBank community. The yellow heart at the top indicates you are on a community page. Next, we can see the projects which are a part of the Westpac Foundation StoryBank community. Each of them covers a different area of focus for the Westpac Foundation. We can also see some of the stories that have already been published within the community. The list of stories will continue to grow and change with the new stories that you and other great organisations will add to the site. You can also find out who are the other members of the community, with the administrators listed at the top. You can read other member profiles and easily contact them via the email button to the right of their name. Now let's create a digital story back on your profile page. Click on Create and then select the Story option. There are many options you can select, but we'll start by creating a postcard story which uses a photograph and text. You'll be asked to select an image for the postcard story. When choosing an image, we recommend selecting a landscape option, which means that it is wider than it is high, as they are a better fit with a postcard template. Next, add a name, and in the description field you can include up to 100 words of text which will appear on the back of the postcard. Remember, the purpose of this postcard is to give a quick snapshot of an event or an activity, so be sure to keep it short and catchy. You can also add a website address for an organisation or a particular project, and even a short audio track if you wish. We next click on the Location tab and include a street address or general location where the story was created. For this example, we've typed in Collins Street in Melbourne to show you how the map location works. You can also drag and drop that marker to zoom into the specific location. Click on Publishing and Tags. This is an important area where you can decide who can access your story, how public it is, and let people know what your story is about by selecting categories, which we call tags. We will start by making it private while we are working on it. You will also need to link to the community you wish to publish in, and here we will select the Westpac Foundation. Once the story is added to the community, you can see all the tag values that are available under the Westpac Foundation StoryBank community. Choose the tags relevant to your story or add your own. When you have finished, click Done. Please remember to check that you have the right to publish all of your images and content before you publish them on Play Stories. And then, once your story is completed, you can view the story and make sure it has a look and feel you intended. You can make any further changes you like by clicking the Edit or Delete buttons at the bottom of the story. So you see, postcards are a quick and easy way to share a short story. Now let's create a story using a YouTube video. Go back up to Create and click Story, then select the YouTube video option. Copy the URL of your selected YouTube video and paste it into the field. If the link is correct, you'll find the title information and description will automatically populate from YouTube. Now, the process is very similar to what you've already learned by creating a digital postcard. Add in the location, and then in Publishing and Tags, select your story to private. Add to a community, either Westpac Group or Westpac Foundation, and choose the appropriate tags for your story. You'll find adding YouTube stories a quick and easy process. Once you're finished, click Done to create your story and to watch your video. Back on your profile page, you'll notice where you previously had no stories under the green Story tab, you now have 2 stories in your story list, and that will continue to grow as you add new content. Our ultimate aim is to publish your engaging stories from right across Australia on our Westpac StoryBank site. So let's take a look at Westpac StoryBank. The site is organised into 4 sections: the homepage, latest stories, what we do, and the Maps section. You'll find StoryBank includes a collection of stories from both the Westpac Foundation and the organisations it supports, and the community projects and partnerships of the Westpac Group. It's important to note that everything that gets published on StoryBank gets checked by a moderator before it becomes public on the site. So let's browse through the tabs, taking a look at the Westpac Foundation stories. You'll see when we look at the Westpac Foundation Latest Stories tab, the 2 stories we have just created have been published and added by the Westpac Foundation moderator. Our 2 new stories also appear under the tab called What We Do. The story has been included in the Social Inclusion Project, joining other relevant stories on the topic, supported by the Westpac Foundation. So you can see there are a couple of different ways your stories can be profiled and published in StoryBank. Feel free to chat with the Westpac team if you have any ideas about how you'd like to post your story in StoryBank. The other really fun way to display content on StoryBank is via the map. Now let's take a look at the Westpac Foundation map as an example. Once the map has loaded, it will start playing a tour of all the latest stories for the Foundation. We'll also see the new stories we just created here. These maps also have a search functionality, so you can click on Search and type in keywords to find stories you're interested in. This is where your tag selected in Play Stories will be used to filter relevant stories. We hope you enjoy using Play Stories and StoryBank. We're looking forward to the database of stories continuing to grow from now and into the future. We hope this is a useful tool where organisations can promote their fantastic work in local communities, where knowledge from the social sector can be shared, and to profile the bank of community stories from the Westpac Foundation and Westpac Group. If you have questions or need extra help, you'll find additional information in the StoryBank user guide. Or don't hesitate to email or phone your relevant contacts from the Westpac Foundation, the Westpac Group, or Feral Arts. Thanks for tuning in to our Westpac StoryBank demonstration.